The movie commences with the depiction of a young boy entering a room. There were 3 dead bodies in that room and bullets as well. Then he picks up a bullet cover and asks himself while seeing it, "Who am I?" Then he answers, "I am Benjamin." This boy Benjamin was a most wanted computer specialist in Berlin. This is his name in the internet's world. Who am I? Then Benjamin goes to the cyber divisions of the Europol and meets a female officer, and she asks that, "You want to meet me, so tell me what the matter is." Benjamin doesn't say anything but thinks that I am stuck in a world with no start or end. Later, the story shifts to a flashback. Benjamin starts telling the detective about him, that he always wanted to be a hero since his childhood and wanted to do the tasks that were not done by anyone. I also have a story like a Batman, Superman who ended in their childhood. When I was born, my father left us and moved to France. My mother died when I was 8 years old. The father of my grandmother died in the World War. He didn't come from Russia, but their companions brought 3 bullet covers from there. My mother protected them in a small box after her. My grandmother brought me up. The story comes to the present, where the detective says, "I am not a psychologist." "Why are you telling me all this?" "Just tell me about Mr. X and his friends group." Actually, Mr. X was a group named Friends Group. He is a member of this group, and this is the most famous group in Russia, and there are 4 members, and Mr. X is the biggest computer specialist on the darknet. None knows about Mr. X. Even none has seen him, and the question is, what is darknet? This is the internet's world where there are evil tasks happened. None can track each other later. He says, "If you want to hold Mr. X, you have to hear me attentively." He tells, "I have started using computer at the age of 14. I copied a system for the first time, and I discover the world of the internet, darknet, and I realize for the first time that I am a genius. The world was wasting its time on the internet, and I was making my identity in the other world called darknet. I used to do work day and night on the computer, and there are many computer specialists, but my favorite is one, and he was Mr. X, as none knows about him. From where he sits and operates his system, none knows about him. He is a role model for all computer specialists." Here we discover 3 rules of Mr. X, and these are: no system is safe, so always do the impossible task. Enjoy the cyber world. Benjamin tells, "I have to do a job of pizza delivery, and one night when I go to deliver pizza to some students there, I saw a girl named Marie, and she was my class fellow, and I like her. She was my friend as well, but she didn't recognize me at that time. They were preparing for exams, but Marie wasn't prepared for exams. She would be failed in exams, and I wanted to help her. So I will impress her and become a superhero for her, and then I go to her university for helping her. I coped the server and copied the question paper, but then the security guards arrive. I got captured. I don't have a criminal record, so I was announced the punishment of 50 hours of community service. For this, he has to clean the whole city, and while doing this, he meets a man. He also got the same punishment as Benjamin got. The man tells his name is Max and asks him, "What have you done that he got this punishment?" He tells that he has copied a university's server, and the man becomes impressed. Then he invites him to the party at his home, and Marie was also there at that party, whom he likes. She doesn't recognize Benjamin and says, "You are that delivery man here." The man makes Benjamin meets 2 friends. They were also computer specialists. Max was also a computer specialist, and his friend asks Benjamin that, "Max told us that you are an expert in computer language and coping. Please come and demonstrate this." Benjamin sits in the system and turns the lights off in the whole city. Meanwhile, the police arrives because there was a noise as there were many people, and when the police arrive the people escape from there. Max and his friends leave and Benjamin and Marie were there and she remembers everything. She recognizes him that he was her friend. Later, Benjamin, Max and his friends go to a government seminar for enjoying themselves. The presentation on Hitler was going on and they cope the server. They make a funny video of Hitler on the screen where his presentation was going on. The people become surprised who was sitting there. The security discovers that someone is doing this from this van. Before the security could hold them, they run from there. The story shifts to the present where Benjamin was sitting in front of the detective. She says, "Why I should believe you?" Then she starts telling the detective her personal details. He tells, "I have taken your information before coming here while coping your system." Later, they make Benjamin's grandmother's house their headquarters. They name this group Clay and he tells, "We keep on doing coping for gaining fame." There was our name on social media and even there was our name in the news. Now Clay Group was spread worldwide. They want to know Mr. X's suggestion about their group as he is the biggest computer specialist in the world. He is their role model, and when Mr. X was asked about the Clay Group he says, "Who is that group?" "I don't know." Max gets disappointed hearing this. They didn't stop and don't lose their courage and kept on coping one by one. One day, they receive a message from Mr. X and it was a government agency secret file. Mr. X has reported on the cybercrime in which he says Clay Group isn't a good group means it isn't harmful. Mr. X makes fun of them and says they are just kids and don't know to cope. They become worried because of this and Benjamin says, "We have to do something huge. We should cope the German Center building because many computer specialists try to cope this building but none succeed in this task till today." They get agreed to this task. They go to the place where the trash of the building was thrown and find some files there. There were many email ID in those files and they message those emails and get the security code. Likewise, they get into the German Center Intelligence building. Benjamin copes their server and copy their data. They even cope all the printers there. A printout emerges from those printers, displaying their logo along with a written line. "Clay is here, no system is safe." After coping the building, they were doing a party and Benjamin sees Max and Marie together. Benjamin feels sad because he likes her. He leaves in anger and sends that building's data to Mr. X. Benjamin's companions come to meet him and he starts fighting with Max because of Marie. Meanwhile, there was the news on TV that yesterday night some computer specialists coped some secret files of the German Center Intelligence building. They have ended a man as well. The man was a member of Friends Group and was also working for German intelligence. He used to give all the information about Friends Group to that detective. The files that were sent by Benjamin to Mr. X, he discovers that the man is an agent. That's why he used to give all the information about Friends Group to the detective. Mr. X has ended him and also left those files. So the Clay Group will be blamed for the murder, but MX.X has ended that man. Benjamin's friends become shocked because they don't know anything about this. That who has ended him? Why and how? They suspect Benjamin shout at him and say, "What we have decided. That we will only cope the printers, but what have you done? You have ruined everything. Now we will be trapped." Benjamin says, "I have done this for all of you, not for myself. So we will become famous in the coping world." Benjamin says we have to find out Mr. X if we have to escape. We have to discover whose real face is behind him. We didn't end him, but Mr. X did. To prove himself innocent, Benjamin contacts Mr. X. For this, they use the public network. Benjamin asks, the data I have sent you, you sold it to Russians. That's why the government has declared Friends and Clay groups terrorists. We know that you are Friends group member and we also want to join this group. Later, we discover that Mr. X actually wants to control the Europol. Europol is an agency about which I told you at the start of the movie. Mr. X says to Benjamin, if you want to join Friends group you have to install Trojan into Europol system. This is actually a virus and is also called a horse program. It hides its real content to make the user fooled that the file isn't harmful and works through the wooden horse. Meanwhile, the police arrive, but Benjamin runs from there before the police could hold him. They try to go inside Europol where they have to install the Trojan virus. During this try, Max's hand becomes injured, but Benjamin gets the visiting pass. He picks and wears it. He says to the guard, my wallet is left inside and I need it, so I have found it. Benjamin goes inside and installs the Trojan system in Europol and controls it. The next day, Max gives it to Mr. X. Subsequently, he proceeds to rectify another Trojan in the system. When Mr. X will install this Trojan, it will discover from the other who is Mr. X. How does he look and from where does he operate his system? Unluckily, Mr. X discovers this. That's why he doesn't accept this Trojan. Then he takes the picture with Benjamin's webcam and uploads it on the net. Meanwhile, the Russian mafias arrive there. They were the Russians to whom Mr. X has sold that data. Now they want to end Benjamin and he runs and goes to the hotel where his friends were waiting for him. Benjamin goes to the hotel room and finds his friends dead. This is the same scene we saw at the start when Benjamin was asking, "Who am I?" Now the story shifts to the present. The scene where Benjamin was telling his story to the detective. Benjamin says, I want to reveal Mr. X at any cost because he has ended my friends and also wants to end me. The detective says, how will you do this? And he says, I will attack at his weak point. I will break his pride. For this, you have to keep me in the witness protection program, and the detective agrees. Benjamin spreads the news on darknet that Mr. X works for the government. That's why he has ended the agent who was a Friends group member and works for the German intelligence center. He sells the identity of the darknet people to the Russians. Mr. X becomes furious due to it and becomes surprised. He tries to discover who is doing all this. Benjamin becomes Mr. X in Darknet's world and says, I am Mr. X. Mr. X becomes mad with this and wants to come to the place where Benjamin is saying, I am Mr. X. The real Mr. X couldn't come here because there was security set by Benjamin. He can't come there because of security. Mr. X becomes furious because of it and reaches Benjamin while breaking all the security. Reaching there, he tries to remove his mask but he couldn't, and then Benjamin removed his mask. He says, see, I am Benjamin and now I know who are you? Here the identity of Mr. X is revealed and he is in American Lives in New York. He is a 19-year-old boy and the FBI arrests him. The detective says to Benjamin, now get ready, after some time you will be released and will get a new place and life. Saying this, she was leaving and then notices the wound on his hand. Here she suspects Benjamin because there was the same mark on Max's hand when they were entering the Europol office. The detective moves for investigating this. She goes to Benjamin's house and finds some wrappers of medicines. Then she goes to Marie and asks about him while showing his picture. Firstly, she couldn't recognize him, but when she tells his name, she recognizes him. She says, "Yes, I remember he used to study with me in my school, but I haven't seen him for a long time." Later, the detective goes to the doctor who treated Benjamin's mother. The doctor tells that his mother has multiple personality disorders. His mother has 4 personalities, and later, she ended her life. Then she asks the doctor, "Did Benjamin has this disorder?" The doctor replies, "Yes, he may have this disorder. This is possible." Then she goes to his grandmother's house and finds the box in which there were bullet covers of World War II. Here, the detective understands everything and goes to Benjamin. She says, "We haven't found any dead bodies in the hotel room. You told us that you have seen your friends' dead bodies there because the humans didn't exist. The story you told me was just your imagination. The happenings till today are done by you alone, and we can't give you a witness protection program because you are not medically fit. You are also a patient with multiple personalities disorder, and this is a rule of the government, and I can't do anything." Benjamin says, "No, I am perfectly fit and haven't any disease. I haven't any disease like my mother, and you have promised me witness protection." But the detective says, "Sorry, I can't do anything. This is the government's rule," and then she takes him to the server room. She gives him 5 minutes and says, "You have a chance to change his personality." Benjamin doesn't change his identity in the server room but ends it. It means there isn't any record or identity of Benjamin, there isn't his presence, and he doesn't exist. Then he makes him sit in her car and leaves him at a place. Benjamin is shown on a ship where there were his friends Max and Marie with him. At that time, Benjamin has controlled the detective to make her believe that he isn't ill. Actually, he has done this to save his friends. Yes, he was also a patient with multiple personality disorder. Whoever is shown in the movie was the get-ups of Benjamin. With this suspense, the movie story ends. Thank you for watching.